There are three things that nobody wants to experience or their loved ones to experience when participating in an ayahuasca retreat. The first one is no one wants to have a bad trip. You may have heard from somebody or researched online that bad trips are common and possible, and they can be more traumatizing than the trauma that you had to begin with. So people want to go and have an experience that is healing, not one that is destructive in some way. The second thing is no one wants to go crazy. There have been cases of people around the world that end up in psychiatric hospitals or with severe mental health complications because they didn't prepare properly for their ayahuasca ceremonies, or they did them in a place where the structure, the container, the shaman, and the medicine were not managed with integrity. Number three, and maybe a bit more practical, no one wants to waste their time or their money. Let's be honest, drinking ayahuasca has become widely popular and accepted in places like Costa Rica, South America, and even some centers in the States and Europe. With that being said, most retreats can be quite expensive depending on the center that you choose to attend. And you require anywhere from 3 days to 12 days of time of work, flight tickets, accommodation, retreat costs, and days before and after to make sure that you're not rushed into the process or out of it. So, unfortunately, some people, after they go through this whole process, they come home feeling that it didn't work, that they wasted their time and they wasted their money. So, even though they were excited and hopeful about their ayahuasca ceremony, they come home feeling like it didn't help that much. No one wants to have a bad trip, go crazy, or waste their time and money. So, what do we want? Well, if you're watching this video, it's because you want to have an experience where, sure, you welcome discomfort as long as it's nourishing. It's not a bad trip for the sake of it, but it's an experience that is deeply healing, depending on what you're here to explore. Perhaps it has to do with your relationships, with your mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual health. You want to get to the root of something that is not allowing you to live life to its fullest expression. You want to come out of this retreat or of the retreat that you have chosen to attend feeling better, grounded, fulfilled, feeling so radiant that when you go back home, people ask you, hey, what did you do? How did your ayahuasca go? You look so different. You want to come home feeling that this was the best investment of your life, feeling grateful that you decided to follow the calling to drink ayahuasca, and feeling that you are a new person. Not a little bit different, but radically new, deeply transformed. So, if this is what you want, a strong preparation and an expert preparation is required. It is because of this that I created Aya Ready. So, Aya Ready tries to take care of a few problems that most people have. The first one is you probably have spent a few hours looking around proper dieta for ayahuasca. And then one website tells you to eat something, another website tells you not to eat something else. Maybe your retreat center didn't mention anything about alcohol, cigarettes, sex, meat, and maybe you read another website that they have different recommendations. This can make a mess out of people, and it often does. So, from not knowing what to eat and the confusion of how to prepare properly with the nourishment that you're going to put into your body, I'm going to guide you and tell you exactly what to eat, what not to eat, what is a must, and what is good to have or good to do, as well as recipes and a cookbook with very, very healthy and yummy things that you can prepare leading up to your ayahuasca retreat. Another thing is people have confusion because this is usually their first time drinking medicine. For many, this is the first time having an experience with a psychoactive. So they don't know what to expect. They don't know if it's healthy for them. Maybe you have some mental health complications or you're taking some medication. There's something and you wish you had somebody experienced next to you that you could ask for advice. Most retreat centers do not offer close guidance before or after the ceremonial process. So with this program, I am going to invite you also to join a private Telegram group where you can ask all the questions that you want, and somebody from the team or myself will take care of them and reply them to you. Not knowing what to expect also means that you don't know exactly what the journey may entail, how to prepare, and how to navigate it in the healthiest way. This is a big problem for a lot of people. Like, what if it's too overwhelming? What if I go a little bit crazy? What if my mind becomes worse? What if I become very anxious? What if my fear just expands? Because of this, the program is designed in a way that you cleanse your mind, your body, your system in such a way that when you're there, you're at the best condition you could be. That you have the exact tools and practices to ground yourself before, but also during your ayahuasca ceremonies. These are tools that I personally use, that my family uses, that my private students and friends that have joined me in this path also use when they drink medicine. These are the result of hundreds of ayahuasca ceremonies that I have attended personally under the guidance of some of the most respected shamans in Latin America. These are some of the things that only shaman apprentices learn in their process of living in an ayahuasca community. However, and with their permission, I am sharing some of the more nuanced tips, tricks, and practices that you can have so that your ayahuasca ceremony can be safe but also profound, so that you can come home feeling that radical transformation that you want to have and not just disappointment or deeper trauma to further process. Okay? Now, I understand that for many people, time is a big issue. You're a busy entrepreneur or maybe you're a family person and you have already a lot of responsibilities and you're thinking, whoa, Nico, I would love to attend this, but it's probably too long. I just want to go in and out of the retreat and I don't want to sit endlessly in an online course. Well, I don't like online courses either. However, this is the method that I found is the easiest and also most effective at sharing this program. With that said, the program is organized in a way that it is very, very practical and condensed. I know in YouTube I share a lot of things and I go and I philosophize about many stuff, many concepts. This program will be mostly practical. It will be very, 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 very specific. So that in total, in all the modules, it's going to be around 180 minutes, a little bit more of content. So within 3 hours, you can go through the whole process. Now, you can do it in 1 week easily. You can spread it out over a month. It's your choice. This program is useful for you whether you're drinking plant medicine 1 week from now or a few months from now, because it aims to fine tune the subtle details of your food, of the way that you use your mind, even the way that you shower and eat, even the places that you visit, the social media you consume, and the conversation that you have. It is aimed to change little pieces and little bits that don't take that much time and don't take that much effort. But it is in these very, very, very small shifts that there's a massive difference between a person whose life is radically transformed, who die mid-cut, release their childhood trauma, and then come back into their fullest expression and ready to live and embody their greatest potential, and somebody else who maybe just vomited a lot, maybe just purged a lot and had one or two realizations. The difference is not in hardcore discipline and waking up at 3 a.m. to pray for 3 hours and meditate and do endless yoga. No. The secret is not also in how many cups you drink. In fact, when I started drinking ayahuasca, I was drinking 4 cups just to feel something. Now, today, if I'm giving a spoon or a very, very small shot glass, I have enough for the whole night. The main difference is not that something radically was shifted within me, but that I learned the small things that allow for the mind, the body, the heart, and the energies to be more receptive and more open, so that you don't have to drink too many cups and then vomit and purge and go through a very arduous and difficult process, which seems like hit or miss for a lot of people. But you can have the clarity and the certainty and the peace of mind that comes from knowing exactly how to prepare and exactly how to navigate your ceremonies, down to the detail of journal prompts, the ones that I use to process and integrate my own ceremonies, so that right in between the different ceremonies of your retreat, you can reflect, you can condense, you can ensure that this is not just a weekend high or a few days high that when you come home you're going to lose. No, you're going to have the tools that are going to allow you to incorporate the change into your life. I'm also going to throw in some guided meditations to allow you to relax that you could use right before ceremony. If you have 5-10 minutes, you put your headphones on and they're going to shift your mental state, your emotional state. They're going to allow you to feel more grounded, more open, which is going to in turn make the ceremonies a lot deeper but more stable. because deep transformation doesn't require deep cathartic and painful transitions. No. That happens because people are so blocked that when the energy comes, it has to smash things open. But if your engine, if your system was well oiled, then things could just flow in an effortless manner. If you think about it, the sun doesn't rise in a couple of minutes. No, it's a gradual process. This is what makes a sunrise or a sunset so beautiful. That it's slow and paced, and there's different shades, and the whole journey is beautiful. However, you have experienced what it's like to turn the lights on abruptly when the room was dark. Suddenly, you cannot see, and it's a bit uncomfortable and overwhelming. This is what most people do with the ayahuasca ceremonies. They don't prepare properly, and then the lights are turned on, and then they feel a little bit overwhelmed and sometimes a bit traumatized by the intensity of a process that could have been a lot smoother had you had somebody to guide you. My intention is that you join me in this Ayahuasca Ready course so that you can experience the beauty and the sacredness that the ayahuasca medicine has to offer you, so that your deepest transformation can be made possible without so much pain, without you bruising your mind, without so much fear, so that you can come back home and feel that this was the best possible choice. And I'm so convinced of the difference that this is going to make for you that you can try the program, consume all of the content, do all of the practices, go to your ayahuasca retreat, and then if once you're there, you feel that what we did together did not help you, if you feel that this course was a waste of time and money, if you feel that, oh, I could have done this on my own and that you did not benefit from what we're going to do together, I will refund you 100% of your money. I do not want to keep the money of someone whose life I have not improved or helped improve in some way. So there's nothing to lose and there's a lot to gain. On one hand, the deepest transformation is available with the least amount of friction. On the other hand, you may have a rough time, a rough journey. You may bruise your mind. Physically, you may end up purging a lot, which is quite painful and sometimes overwhelming. And the worst thing that can happen is that you end up traumatized, maybe even more than before because of something you did wrong with your preparation, or perhaps not even traumatized, but that you don't feel the medicine because your system was so clogged by so many things that could have been easily taken care of that you just couldn't fail. That the layers around you were so thick that the medicine couldn't penetrate them. And then this experience that you thought was going to be a once in a lifetime, life changing journey became just an uncomfortable trip somewhere else where you vomited a lot and maybe you felt good a little bit at the end. Do not be that person. I hope this video illustrates the IRReady program. If you're curious about more details and some of the modules and what they will be about, you can read below. You can also watch a sample video of one of the modules. It's like a little excerpt from one of the IRReady videos so that you get a taste of what it's like. And if you're ready, I invite you to join me. And once again, when you join, you will be invited to a private group where you can ask all the questions and doubts that you may have around your upcoming ayahuasca journey. I hope this was useful and let's do it.